They're unbelievable. One of those guys in that game, he went 1-62. I was shocked. This whole PS5 Pro, dude, this thing is ridiculous. They're asking $700 for this thing. I think the biggest problem with this console for me is at that price point, what are you really getting? How much better is the PS5 Pro compared to the base model PS5? You're gonna pay $700 plus you're gonna get a game and then taxes. I mean, bro, you're gonna be in $1,000. Yeah, what the
Welcome, everyone, to episode 189 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing all right, bro. Doing okay. I can't complain. Yeah, I can't complain. The weather is crisp today. We got that good fall weather, which is very nice.
It's the first day of fall.
I know, thank God. And it feels like it too, which I like. It's not like we're going to be in October and it's 75 or 80 and people are wearing shorts and short sleeves. So I'm happy about that. I didn't tell you before we were talking, I did have kind of a day at the right off the start because I mean, I had this new group of kids and I have been having like new groups every week. So I'm with the same kids like from today. I'm going to have them tomorrow all the way to Friday. So I had this group in and they come in and I'm like, I know all those kids. And I'm like, okay, it's not bad. It could be worse. And then this kid goes, Mister, I don't feel so good. I'm like, oh. And he's like, they use like remember the planners that we used?
Yeah.
That's like what most of them use to go and sign out, So he comes up to me, like goes in like the aisle there to go give it to me. And I'm like, no, like, just go. Like, I don't give like if they, cause there's hall monitors, like, other admin. And I'm like, look, if they flip out at me, I'm like, look, I'll take the blame. That's what I'm thinking. I really don't care. Like, this kid says he's going to get sick and I could see his eyes are like red and they're like glazing over, He steps into the aisle there, to give me it. As I'm signaling to this, he just hit and just all over the place. It gets, yeah, what the
yeah.
They were losing their minds. I was like, oh my God. I felt so bad for him. But the thing is, like, all his buddies were in there. So he's like throwing up. And then he like stops and then he starts laughing, and they're like, yo, what the you eat, bro? Like, they're saying all this stuff to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm good. And I had to call the janitor down and it was just a complete disaster. I'm like, dude, right at the start of my day, I've got this. I've had kids get sick before, but dude, first thing in the morning, right in the new room, right in the middle of it. I was like, God damn it. So we had to move all this shit out of the way. Totally derailed my plan for the class. So that's how my day started. The rest of it got better.
That sucks. I mean, that sucks for the kid too. That's never happened to me in school, thankfully.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I ever got sick in school like that.
No, I never did.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, I was going to say, I would definitely remember if I did. I remember on the bus, I got sick a couple of times. But man, I had to have been in like 5th grade or something like that. But yeah, I mean, these guys in 8th grade and going in there, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, bro. They show up and they're slamming like Arizonas and Takis and like the like spicy Cheetos, like the puff Cheetos that like jalapeno flavored. It's I don't get how you could eat like that first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that kid probably just had something bad to eat. And then like the day before or something. And then woke up, felt like that.
Oh yeah, dude. He must have, bro. It was bad for sure. But then when they got it all fixed, I'm like, dude, I told them all, I'm like, this is what I'm saying. You guys need to eat real food. Like, I'm like, dude, the people who give breakfast, like, there's all these carts there. I'm like, dude, they've got, like egg and cheese, like burritos, or they've got apples and they've got like, the cereal bars. It's like, man, have some of that. I'm like, it's free.
Yeah.
You don't got to pay anything for it. Why?
Yeah.
And they got donuts, And I
Dude,
tried one. I'm like, it's not even that bad. I was like, dude, like, this ain't great, but it's not like.
I learned that last week that Massachusetts, like since 2020 or 2021 or something, like all like lunches are free now at like most
Mhm.
schools, which I mean that's great, like for them. But I was like, what the fuck? I had to pay for my shit.
Dude.
Like and also like I was one of those kids that I went to school and like I didn't have enough money for like breakfast or lunch, so I just didn't eat.
Same.
Now I should suffer because it sucked ass, but like, what the hell? Like, why did it take until the 2020s for them to figure out? You know what? Maybe like this should be provided. Like that's where my tax dollars should be going.
Dude, I didn't even realize it's funny you bring this up because this was honestly something it was last year, but it was at, like, the tail end of the year when I was asking them, like, "Don't you guys buy lunch?" And they were like, "What do you mean buy lunch?" I'm like, "Well, like, you gotta pay for your lunch." And they were like, "Mister, it's free." And I was like, "Huh?" It's
Yeah,
like, "Are
yeah,
you kidding me?" It's like, "So you tell me you're getting pizza on Fridays for free?" And then they
hmm
were saying, "Well, if you get extra slices,
yeah, yeah. You
like"
pay like an extra dollar or something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Which I was like, "Okay, that's not bad." But dude, there was a couple of times where I mean, last year now I've got a fridge and I like, I got my shit together. I actually like make a lunch, so I'm all set. But there were times last year where I did not. And I'd be like, "Oh man, chicken patty does seem kind of fire right now." And I asked them
hmm
how much a chicken patty was. Dude, it was like $6.
hmm
Like, what? Are,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
kidding me? For this like
It's
frozen
$6 for
it's
you
still
guys.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I was like, "Dude, it's like
yeah.
New York City prices." I'm like, "Do you know that I could buy this at the corner store for like 50 cents? Like, are you
hmm
fucking kidding me?" There's some like still de-thawing chicken patty with trash wheat bread, like the fruit and some, side veg. You're charging me $6 for this? Like, bro, it's a
hmm
racket. I'm like, "You guys are
Yeah, yeah.
lucky this is free. If you had to pay for this, I would be up in arms right with you."
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like kids now, I think at most schools, most public schools in Mass, or like in Mass in general, it's free for all of them,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
that's nice for them.
Yeah, lucky bastards.
Yeah, they don't need to starve.
Yeah, fucks. But I will tell you this though, I did have a few people, so we can get into it because I'm curious where you're at. I had a few people come up to me asking what level I am.
hmm
Season 6, I told them I was gonna grind. Bro, we got that double XP in. We took advantage of that.
Yeah, yeah. Season 6 came out, launched with double XP for a couple of days. Well, for the weekend. Uh, we got the prestige. Well, that was my goal. I just wanted to do 50 levels at least,
Mhm.
and I did that.
Thank God. That's like I think that's always been our goal is right off the rip because they do give that double XP, which I love.
hmm
I love that we get to start the season with it. Um, but yeah, getting that first one in there is I think it's a necessity. If they give you 4 days of it, I feel
hmm
like if I can get those 50, maybe 60 levels, then I'm feeling satisfied that I took full advantage of it.
Yeah, yeah. You put in the work. I don't need to stay up till 2 a.m. Whoa, which by the way, yes, I did hit 1050 by the way, because last episode I was telling you guys that I was cutting it close. Did very much cut it close, but I was playing with Mike and you hit 1050 that night. I forgot what time like you ended. I think it was like midnight.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was
Yeah.
like 11:30 or 12 because I
Yeah.
think I started at like
You were
I
at
want to
like
say 10:41, 10:42, maybe somewhere
no,
around
I think
there.
you were less.
Was I less?
I think you were like 10:35 at the
No,
lowest, something
you're
like that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what?
Yeah.
Because I remember now it was 10:30. I
Yeah.
think it was 10:30. I think it was 10:37 is where I started. Pretty sure that's where it
Yeah.
was.
And I was like, "Nah, you got to hit it tonight." And then you did hit
Well,
it.
you well, you texted me before because I was like, "Oh man, I'll probably get to like 10:45 tonight, something like that. Feel good." And then you were like, "I'm hitting it tonight," and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, really?" You're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, well, fuck it." I'm like, "Dude, I can't have this fucking guy go from like 10:18 to 10:50 in one night, and
Yeah.
now I'm gonna be over here at 10:45." I'm like, "I ain't a bitch." It's like so
I think
we stayed
yeah,
stayed
it
on and
was
did it.
something like that. Yeah. And I finished it. It was I sent you the picture. It was like 2:15, I think. 2:15 in the morning. And
Dude, let
then
me
I
go.
was like,
Let me go check
I
right
did
now
it.
when you sent it. Yeah,
Did I
dude,
hit
it
that?
was fucking hilarious. Yeah. So I because I remember I was up after after we did it because I was like, "Bro, I have to get my shit ready for school." So I stayed
Mhm.
up and I went to bed around, like, I think it was yeah, it was a little bit after 1, um, and then I made a little bit of food and then was getting ready for bed. It was yeah, 1:40 is when I texted you. I said, "You hit it?" And then you said 10:47, and then 2:16 AM, you sent it to me, you're like, "Not a quitter."
Yeah. Hit
I
it.
mean, bro,
Just
you were locked fucking in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I had a cup of coffee at, like, midnight.
Yeah, you told me that you're like, "I'm making coffee." I was like, "You're
Yeah.
insane."
Hit it, and then work the next day. But I forget what day that was, though.
That
Was
was a
it,
Monday.
it was a Monday, yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck it. One day, because
Yeah,
then
exactly.
the next day, I just didn't play the
Right.
next day, um,
Oh, yeah, that was, like I think that was our intention anyway. It's like,
the
"Dude, just
recovery day.
burn out on this day, so
Yeah,
then tomorrow you can go to bed at, like, 9:30 or
yeah,
10 o'clock, and you'll catch up on those hours of sleep," you know?
yeah, recovered. And then, yeah, now season 6 is out, the finale of MW3, and, I mean, I've been playing the small mosh pit just like you. That's all we've been doing this weekend. I fucking hate it. It is ass. Not the game. The small mosh pit is ass. I hate it.
Do you feel this that when you're playing it, sometimes you just have to not play? You have to,
Yeah.
like, take breaks?
Yeah. Oh, every 5 levels. I mean, that's what I was doing with getting to 1050 because I had to trick myself into thinking like I'll pop a 1 hour double XP token now, do the 5 levels, wait, and then the next 5 levels, I'm doing it without double XP. And then I
Yeah.
just kept doing that pattern to trick myself that, oh, it's actually going by pretty quick.
Yeah, man, with this new season, like, I wanted to hit, what was it? Yeah, 1100, which is just it's insane to even say that out loud.
Mhm.
But I was getting there, and then, it was like 1080 or something like that, and I'd get up in the morning before work on Saturday. I was like, "Okay, let me go get some levels in." And I get up at, like, 7 and be on at 7:10, like, I just fucking I'd roll out of bed, hit the PlayStation, I'm like, "Alright," go downstairs, make some coffee, and let's just play. And I
Mhm.
would do, like, 2 or 3 levels, and I was already taxed, I'm like, "Dude, holy shit, like,
Yeah.
this is fucking hard." Like, trying to
It
get
did.
this in.
It's a small mosh pit, and
Oh,
also it is the end of MW3, but it's that mosh pit. This is the most I've ever played in small mosh pit, just
yeah,
to
dude.
like get to max level, and it sucks.
Dude, and my controller is I think my controller is honestly struggling, the left stick is.
Mm, yeah,
Mhm.
mine's surviving. Mine's good, but because it's a Breach controller, so shout out Breach.
Yeah.
But um, I had those moments when I was like playing through double XP, and I would hop on and like my thumbs just didn't work. Like I didn't know
Dude,
how to explain
yeah.
it. Like I
No,
was just going back
that's
and
what I'm
forth. And
saying.
I'm like, do I just keep pushing through this because if not, I'm wasting time. Like just sitting around.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday on Sunday, I played a little bit, and then I was like, okay, like I'm not getting any XP because I'm just going neg every single game. Like I'm getting
Yeah.
some, but that's like I'm not myself. Took a break, came back, and like every gamer knows this, especially COD players. But like when you grip the controller and like it just feels so natural and good in your hands, and then you start playing and everything's just shooting straight. So there were a few moments like that when I was playing. Like when I was getting to 1050 that night, I felt exactly like that because I felt like the levels are going by so
Mhm.
fast. There are moments in the double XP for season 6 that did not feel like that. Uh,
Yeah.
but Sunday night, I felt a lot better just shooting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I was playing and like you said, every time during this double XP, like, weekend, any minute that I'm not playing, I feel like I'm wasting time. you know?
Mhm,
And I can't go on and get 5 levels during it. That's just a complete waste to me, you
mhm,
know? I'm like, "Man, I gotta be doing minimum 10 levels a day." Ideally, I'm doing, like, 15 to 20, because then I'm really maximizing this, especially on on, like, a Saturday or something.
mhm.
But, like, Sunday morning, my brother's like, "Oh, yo, we gotta, let's go, we're gonna do brunch." Or he's texted me Saturday night, "We're doing brunch at my place." He's like, "Mom's coming," and I'm over here, I'm like, I'm like, "Dude, I can't get one Sunday where I don't do anything. I need a
Mhm,
Sunday where I'm just like, I'm not talking to anybody, I'm not going anywhere." Like, so I'm like, "All right, let's do that." But I get up in the morning, I play a little bit, and my hand is cooked. I'm like, "Man, I can't really play." Like, I'm just not doing that well. Like, to you, I'm going, getting like 38 kills, 40 kills, but I'm like dying 55, 60 times in
mhm,
a game, and it's just not optimal. I come back, it's like 6 o'clock. I'm like, "What the fuck?" The whole day is gone.
mhm,
And, "Okay, let me play a little bit." Yeah, we're feeling good, we're doing good. And then, like, 6 games go by, hands toast.
mhm.
I can't do it again, I'm like, "Yep," and now I'm like, I can feel it in that joint. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yep."
yeah.
It's just feeling, like, right in there. It's just it ain't working.
Mhm,
And I'm like, because again, it's my left stick it's got stick drift for sure.
mhm,
But I'm thinking, I'm like, "Dude, is that really what's killing me here? Or is the skill base just kicking in?" Like,
mhm.
man, I don't know if I can hold up on those long game sessions like I used to, bro. I think my hand might be cooked. I might be getting to that age where I'm old. Can't do
Mhm.
it anymore. I don't know.
I don't know, I think it's, I mean, I think it's also the game. We're getting burnt. Well, no, not the game. It's fricking the small
It's
map.
a small map,
Small mosh
yeah.
the small map mosh pit. I'm sick and tired of, like, shipment. Like, fucking hate it.
Well, we didn't even get to play the new shipments too because they didn't even come out yet, right?
Yeah, yeah. They added, Mad Cow, the variant of what's the map? Meat,
Meat.
and Mad Cow is actually really cool, but dude, you can just hide under the water,
Bro, what the
and, like,
fuck is that?
I was just well, it's only certain levels of the map too. It's where, like, all the shipping containers are, where you can just go prone and you can't see the person at all.
Yeah.
I was doing that in the hard point so much and just hovering there, and then I just pop up, kill someone, move somewhere else, pop up, kill someone, and go back under. And yeah, I mean, that map is fun. But I mean, again, we've played Meat. But I do like, they're doing all these like Halloween themed maps.
Yeah, and it's okay. Like we said, it is the end of the season, and it is that time anyway where they're gonna do that stuff. So I do get it. But yeah, that variant again, I do like how it looks, but man, I was shocked about that like underwater part because I was dying there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Mhm.
Like, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. And then I had to watch these kill cams, and I see these people. I'm like, can you swim underneath this? Like, how are you holding your breath? You know, I could not do it. I was every
Mhm.
time I would get in position to go do it, someone would just come by and murk me,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. You can swim under it. You can't see anything. It's like pitch black
And
until
it
you
goes
pop up.
it goes back too, like, 'cause there's right next to the truck, and then it goes
Mhm. The
into that
containers.
warehouse, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like
Uh,
as you go through the warehouse, like you can't swim anymore. Like the water
yeah.
levels lower. But yeah, I mean the the haunting that they're doing it's in full effect right now. I'm just seeing Michael Myers run around everywhere.
Yeah, the
Um
amount of that skin is brutal.
yeah, but the the double XP though on those maps, it's just brutal, man. Just trying to get through this season, trying to make our way through it into Black Ops 6. It is tough. But then I went and played a couple of games of Control. I'm like, oh, this is so nice. Like I can use my brain. I almost dropped a nuke my first Control game actually
Mhm.
last night. I played Bait, the new map from last season,
Okay.
but I was playing straight bots. I don't know what happened with the skill based. Maybe the COD gods were like, this guy already went through it in the small mosh pit. Let's give him these guys. These guys were. I mean, I didn't drop a nuke. I was close, but I went like 76-4. These guys were awful.
Did you
Like
clip it?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
they were bad. Like they're so bad. I would slide and kill someone. There's a guy next to him, and he would just look at me. He wouldn't even shoot. Just looks
Mhm.
at me. Like, oh, okay, what's happening? But like, yeah, I was trying to get the nuke, but I wasn't playing as smart because I came off super cracked from mosh pit, and I was just trying to get kills. Like, I didn't even care if I died.
It's funny you say the nuke because I got a nuke, like, and I tried for it because I think it was you that I'd mentioned about it, which I didn't even realize you could do this on shipment. I think it's on shipment domination where you cap one of the points, and then if you sit like all the way in one of the back corners of the map, like that's I don't know, say like it's well, how am I trying to do this? Like B and C. If you stand like over here, like in that corner of the map, they all spawn there.
Mhm.
Dude, it was like MW 2000, was it 2007? Is that when they came out again? That game?
2009.
Yeah, 2009. Dude, it was just
Oh,
me like
COD 4,
yeah.
2007. Yeah.
Bro, they were just spawning right in front of me, and I took an LMG off a guy, and I was just piecing people. I dropped a nuke, and I was it was the easiest nuke of my life. I was just
Mhm.
standing there. I was like, "Yep, yep," and I was a moron because, bro, I forgot that what I can't remember what they had before. I think it was the DNA bomb
Mhm.
where it would just the game would still go on. Bro, I was piecing in this game. I had like 70 kills and we weren't even halfway. We were like just about there, getting to the halfway point. And I was already thinking about this. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna text Justin. I'm gonna be like, bro, it's my first ever 200 kill game. Like, these guys are morons. I called the thing in thinking that it was just gonna be whatever. Bro, it ended the game. I was so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I was so deflated. I was like, what have I done? Like, man, I was gonna have one of the best games of my entire COD career off
Mhm.
these fools, but here I am. Didn't actually think that that's what it was. It ends the game. Oh,
Well,
I was so
you
pissed.
were thinking of the MGB, which is what they
That's what
had
I
before, and then they
yeah,
added yeah.
that's what I was thinking it was. I was thinking it was that one where it just like changes the color of the map a little bit and the game
Yeah.
goes on. Yeah, I forgot that they got rid of that.
Mhm.
Ah, so stupid, dude.
Well, they must have been like, "What the heck just happened?"
Oh, bro, I called in already. Remember I was 3 advanced. I was just
Mhm.
like spamming them, spamming Harriers, and they weren't leaving.
Mhm.
It's like these guys are it's like they're unbelievable. One of those guys in that game, he went 1 in 62. I was shocked.
Dude, they're just
You know, like,
they're trying to get XP too. That's all they're
I
trying to do.
but dude, I
Yeah.
remember that happened to me. I went into one of those and like they were all friends. They had every corner covered, and I
Mhm.
died 5 times in a row and I dashboarded. I was like, "No, no,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. We're not, I'm not
Mhm.
getting done like that, bro."
Mhm. Well, see, this is what Jev goes through, and that dude just grinds COD. I mean, I love that he grinds COD, and he's like, "Oh, this is my job. I've got nothing else to do, so I have to go through this mental warfare." And he's true. He's like, right. It is mental warfare. Like at this point,
Yeah,
like,
I'm curious to
um,
watch this video tonight. I wonder what level he is.
yeah. I mean, last night I saw someone that was like 1143. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's crazy. But I
yeah.
I haven't seen anybody in the 12s.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone in the 12s. I think I definitely could have done more levels if I had more time on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Uh, but also it's just again, it's a mental battle. It's like how much can you go through in small mosh pit and and not just like deflate? Because there was one point where like I was like 0 and 10 because I wasn't even thinking. I was just running, trying to get someone, like get kills or whatever, and it wasn't working. And then I just slowed down, and then I'm pretty sure I signed off after, or just stopped.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely hitting those moments too. Like we'll go play tonight a bit, but honestly, bro, like I think we should play. We'll do like a couple of small mosh pits, like solo, and then we should just go and play like control or something,
Yeah,
because I can't.
use your brain a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
bro, I miss that. I need that.
yeah,
Every time I think of COD now, I'm just like,
yeah.
like,
Black Ops 6
you
is
know.
almost there. We're
Yeah.
almost there,
It's like
but
I
we just
have
gotta get
this
through this hurdle.
I've got this, like, inspirational music that's just playing in the background. I'm like, "Alright, man, here we go." Like,
Mhm.
we just gotta go into the pit a little bit more and get it done. Um, Because I think now a time of doing this double XP is over. I don't think it's carried into today. Um, so I'm gonna be
I'd
spamming
imagine.
my tokens,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use all of them up as much as I can. My goal is to not be playing a second of Call of Duty now without some double XP going on, you
Yeah.
know?
I did that last year with, MW2, but that's because I had way more tokens. Now I don't. So I'm gonna be smart with my tokens again, like, uh, when I was trying to hit 1050. I just gotta trick myself again, like, every 5 levels or something like that. I try to do everything in increments of 5, uh, and at least, if I can get 10 to 15 levels in a day, I'll be satisfied.
Yeah.
But that's if, like, I'm locked in, like, really on it. With the double XP, that's what I was doing, and like, if I could get 20 levels in a day, then I'm good. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, because man, I'm just like I'm missing all the other maps. It's been
Me
so
too.
long since I've played any of them. I mean, like, and we'll talk about it more like as part of our end of the year review. But I saw that no CDL Intel. There's a Charlie Intel put out this stat for the post launch from MW3. Dude, it's unbelievable how many maps. They said in total there's 42 maps that they've added
Mhm.
after the game came out. Like some of them don't really like I don't care about like they added like 2 parkour, 1 war, and a gunfight map, but 18 new 6v6 maps, and then as well as that 18 variants of the 6v6 maps, and
Mhm.
then remasters. Like, bro, I need those more than ever.
Yeah,
Like,
those are 3 new maps a season, essentially,
yeah.
and it's yeah. I mean, again, when you're in, if you're in one playlist the whole time, it will take a toll on you no matter what the map. Like, it doesn't matter.
Bro, when I see Shoot House or when I see what's the one I'm thinking of? The first one that they did that's Borderlands theme.
Yard.
Yeah, dude, when I
Yeah.
see those maps, spam.
Oh,
I'm like,
see, I
"Please, please do those because I never get those maps. I get Toon Oxide
Mhm.
all the time,
I
and I back out.
I only get, excited for Shoot House now because like, I never get Shoot House.
Yeah,
All the other
shoot.
ones I'm so over with, but I don't mind Rust and the Toon Oxide because I always play for my streaks on that map for whatever reason, like, that map only.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I try to get streaks on that, and then once you start getting streaks on that, it's fun, but
Yeah.
unless you get trapped in Dom.
Well, see,
But
that's like every time I play that game, I feel like that's what's happened to me
mhm,
is my teammates are complete morons. There's some guy that's up at that top ledge that
mhm,
we can't kill. And then he calls in a Harrier on us,
yeah.
and then he calls in an attack helicopter, and I'm spamming up on the D-pad. I'm like, "Dude, can't we shoot this thing down? Like,
Yeah.
help me out." And I just see everyone just running on by,
Yeah.
you know, and it infuriates me so much. I don't understand how people can be in a game when there's a Harrier or there's attack helicopters or whatever, and people just keep on playing. Like, even if I'm spamming
Mhm,
that up button to let people know. And same thing with Dom, like with flags. I use that a lot.
mhm,
I'm like, please, for the love of God, can we get this going? And people
yeah.
just don't care.
Well, that's how I feel on Rust especially because I am that guy that sits, like, up top, and I'm dropping Harriers and Swarms, but it
Yeah.
always amazes me when I kill someone and they just walk out and, like, you're not even pre-aimed, like, up where I am. Like,
Right.
but that's just, like, in general where on those small maps, but specifically Rust, like, you know where I am. So I am prepared for a gunfight right after, I get the kill.
Yeah.
But when it's happening to me, oh, it's so annoying. Like, yeah, I get killed from up top. I'm like, "Okay," and then I that's the first person I'm trying to kill
Right.
immediately. But the other teammates, no, they just keep walking, keep
Yeah.
feeding them, and I'm like, "Do you not wanna kill this person that's
Yeah,
killed you?"
right. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you can either watch the kill cam or just you see this guy who's getting all the feeds, and when you walk out of there, like, bro, you can see those bullets that they're coming like, where they're coming from, you
Mhm.
know? It's either he's up there, or he's on that, like, little, like, half ledge at the bottom, like, that kinda
Yeah, the
heady,
middle.
like
Yeah.
yeah. It's like one of 2 spots that they're gonna be sitting there, just picking you off, and I see these guys, they're just, like, not even trying to slide, they just walk on right to
Yeah,
the crate, like, to
crates,
the
yeah.
right,
Or towards
trying
the
to get to
pipes.
the tanker. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" Like,
Yeah, but they're not even trying to kill that person, they're just trying to
no, no,
get
they're
away.
not. They
Yeah.
just exactly. They're like, "Let me just escape." I'm like, "No, how about, like, the whole team just teams up on this guy
Mhm.
because 'cause we're gonna kill him." Like,
Yeah.
he's not gonna be able to, like, unless you're terrible, which they probably would be. There's no chance he's gonna get all the rest of us if there's 3 or 4
Mhm.
of us at one time jumping out trying to kill him.
Yeah, exactly. That, I I make it a mission to kill that person, like,
Oh,
if I die from
always,
them. Even if
always.
if it takes me, like, 7 times, I just keep dying, like, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, I always
But
make it my mission.
yeah, but when you when you have that spot and you're just playing against bad people, it is it's so good. I mean, back in the old days, it was too. But I called in a double swarm on that map. They're just people just running and they're just getting hit with all these swarms.
Oh my god, bro, yeah. I actually I don't know if I've even got a swarm in this game. I don't
The
think I've
swarms are
ever
fun.
yeah, I don't think I've ever used it. It's crazy sounding, isn't it? Like, when you
Yeah,
call it in? Yeah.
yeah.
Now, that's one thing I haven't done on this game enough, unfortunately, and I probably should make more of an effort for it. In this game, dude, I have not really experimented with kill streaks. I've
Mhm.
pretty much always used my, with, like, the cruise missile, and then using the VTOL, and then using, advanced.
Yeah.
I've pretty much always stuck to that.
Mhm.
You know, I haven't tried many of, like, the attack helicopters or anything like that, or the, chopper gunner.
Yeah, yeah. I I mean, I stuck with the Cruise, Harrier, and Advance for a while, but then they added the Swarm, like, later on. That's when I switched to that, got rid of the Cruise, and got the Swarm. But the Swarm's just fun. I mean, like, because I always layer it, especially if you know, like, if I'm going off, I probably won't call it in because a Swarm is 18, I think,
Mhm.
18 kills, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, if I got that, I know that I'm, like, somewhat close to 30."
Right.
And I just play for gun kills, but also sometimes I don't really care, and I'll call the swarm in first, let the swarm run out, make them think, "Oh, finally it's over." Then I call in the VTOL, and I'm like, "Alright, let's wait for that to, like, die out." Then I call in the advanced, and then
Right.
hopefully that advanced and with the VTOL up at one point, like, I get another set of streaks.
Yeah, that is one of the best feelings ever is just the relentless pressure
Yeah.
of streaks. Like, that's what I like in that game that I was
Mhm.
talking about, I love just calling in the VTOL, and they're all just getting murked by it, and then maybe they shoot it down, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, wait for this motherfucker, throw
Yeah.
another one down," and I just kept them coming, you
Mhm.
know? It's just an endless cycle. Again, it's amazing to me that people in those games, they don't either actively try to shoot this stuff down immediately or just, most of them just end up leaving, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That's usually what happens. Or there are times where I've called the swarm and the VTOL in at the same time,
Oh my
but
god.
that's just not maximizing your kills properly because
Yeah.
they're gonna die no matter what. But
Yeah, no, that's I know what you mean, yeah, because after a while, it's like your Harrier's just gonna be or the VTOL is just gonna be floating around doing nothing,
yeah, yeah,
you know? Now it makes sense to space it out for sure,
yeah.
but yeah, dude, I might try the Swarm tonight. Might go and give it a shot, see if I can actually earn one.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, dude, I mean, closing on that 6v6 stuff with fricking, with small map, I'm just, you know, 1250.
Yeah, yeah. That's on our we're on to 1250.
That's it.
That's on our mind.
Yeah, so I
And,
hope other people are close too, if they're doing it.
yeah, yeah, if they're doing it. I don't know, we might be, one of the few doing it still. Always amazes me when I go into, like, kill confirmed that's not small mosh pit or TDM, like the regular game modes, and then I see someone else that's, like, in the 1000s, I'm like, "Okay." Like, you're just You're grinding it out, you know? Like, I wonder how long it took you, but, like, you're grinding it out. But
Yeah,
then I'll load in and I see someone that's 300. I'm like, "Oh, okay. You are fresh meat."
yeah, I think and it's hard to tell because there's some people who like, you've had those guys who, like, they fry your shit and they're, like, 300.
Mhm.
I'm like, "Dude, there's no chance." I'm like, you're for sure this is a burner account. Like, this
Mhm.
is your 2nd one. There's no I find that hard to believe that someone barely plays COD like that. Even if you're in ranked all the time, like, you'd be way higher than that
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
level. Um, but I've had those guys who just they run the game,
Mhm.
and they're, like, level 280 or something like that, and I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
believe it.
definitely a burner. I thought someone commented on, one of our episodes on Spotify, which, by the way, you can leave comments now, so if you're listening on Spotify, like, leave a comment because I do
Mhm.
see them. But someone was like, yeah, the levels nowadays, like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, when I look at someone that's 1250, I'm like, "Okay, they could be really bad." Like, it doesn't make you a really good player, but back in the day when you would look at prestiges, you're like, "Oh my god, this person's 10th prestige. This person's has to be good." But to that point, he was saying that it's because of the leveling system now. Like, you just have to play a lot for to get to 1250, which, like, I do get completely. Uh, but I will say it always surprises me that if someone's 1250, like when we get there, and they're just horrendous at the game. So
Yeah,
I most of them have thumbs.
I would say I think as we've gotten older, we've started to realize that that stuff doesn't matter as much,
Mhm,
um, because I agree, when I was, when we were playing I think back to, like, World at War or COD 4, bro, when I saw people with that 9th and 10th prestige logo, I was shitting myself. I was like, "Oh, man, these guys are gonna fry, like, they're probably insane at the game," and, for some reason, I always remember them being way better,
mhm.
probably trash at the time compared to them, but I agree with that comment because now when I play, I see that and I have the respect and I'm like, "Okay, this guy for sure has been grinding out." And again, you would expect them to be really good, but there's a lot of times where I see those guys and I remember there's this guy that I played with a couple days ago, over the weekend. I say play with him, but he was on my team and he was one of the higher levels I saw. He was in the 1140s.
Mhm.
Um and I was like, "Oh, man, like, this dude's been hustling," and I was already, like I think it was, like, 1075 or something like that. He was trash. Like, he was so bad. I was like,
Yeah.
"How can you be bad, bro?" Like, since this double XP's been going on, you've been doing nothing but playing this game, you know?
Mhm.
Like, you had to have been playing at least 5 hours a day,
Mhm.
4 or 5 hours a day to be hitting that level at this point in the weekend. How could you be so bad at the game? And especially you're already in the thousands, so you've already put in tons of time anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh, really?" And I was I looked at him, I remember I went to his character, and dude, he was using the rival. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah,
Like, if you're sniping, I get it, you
yeah.
know? It's like, "But dude, you're using a sub."
That's what's, yeah. I mean, the levels don't hit the same. It's just more of a, you know, I don't know, like a prestige thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Not actual prestiges. For you and I that, like, we just have to hit it. Then we feel accomplished that the game is complete because, again, I don't know many people that have hit this max level in, like, the recent years.
right.
But then they have opinions on the COD. Like, where, like, you can say the COD sucks because usually, for the most part, they're right about it. But
Mhm.
we have the hours and the time
Right,
into
right.
each game, and we always say that, when we do our year-end review, I am very confident about, like, the opinions that I have because I played this game for, like, the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, I think about the time, like, we hit master on, okay, the only one that I think I don't have as great of an opinion on is definitely MW 2019
Mhm.
because that is the game where I did give up on that game. I was so over that game. Um,
That was pre-podcast.
yeah, that
Pre
exactly.
the
That was
COD Casuals.
pre-podcast. Yeah. Like if this was COD Casual and we were playing that game, I would be beside myself. I'd be like,
Mhm.
"Dude." I'm
The
getting
clo
tested.
I don't know, we went through that with Vanguard.
Vanguard was tested. Yeah, that was a tough
Vanguard,
one.
yeah, that was very tough. Like, it was tougher than this MW3 right now. Maybe
But on
because
Vanguard, we didn't like obviously the way they had it was different, but we didn't
mm,
hit level 1,000 on Vanguard.
no, we hit, max prestige, but
Yeah,
didn't hit level 1000, max prestige.
but it didn't even matter because you don't get anything for it.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know, like it's literally pointless to hit master other than just
Yeah.
a flex.
I think no, in Vanguard, we did hit the 1250. Oh, no, we hit whatever, like, the max prestige was, but each prestige, you could go all the way up to level 1000, like, for the season. Then you would get
That's
reset, which is
that's what it
just
was. Yeah,
that's stupid.
the dumbest system ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that was a Vanguard's leveling system, bro, is, like, legit one of the worst leveling systems I've, like,
yeah,
ever played in Call of Duty. That
because
shit was terrible.
I definitely like I could definitely go back into Vanguard and look because I remember one season I was level like 600 and something,
Mhm.
and then you get reset back to like 250 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and then you start the season, and I'm like, so what was the point of
Yeah, and
like
then
all that?
and you could go back through every season, like you said, and you could
And
see,
see,
like,
yeah,
oh, 600. And I remember from mine, every season, it was like, 600, 400,
yeah,
350, 200, then, like, whatever it was, like, 250, I'm like, 252. I'm like, yeah, I hit the level, and I was immediately done. And especially, too, because you didn't get anything for it, you know?
mm.
Like, I think Cold War did do something like that, but I can't remember. I don't think it was a reset, though. I think it would continue on if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think Cold War was a reset.
But you got cool stuff, though.
No, yeah, yeah, you got the prestige keys, so you could like
Yeah.
buy like the calling signs and stuff.
Yeah, and you could buy the old prestige icons and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was some incentive, and like
yeah.
we talked about
So
before,
mhm.
there were only things you could unlock if you hit level 650, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Every
Yeah.
100 levels, I think you got to unlock, some calling sign or emblem
Yeah, I
to
think you're right.
where like you only have that if you grind it to that level. So like
Yeah,
yeah, it gives you like some incentive, but yeah, the other games, nothing.
yeah. And
But yeah,
I haven't looked yet to see what the, MW3, final reward is for 1250 if there is one, like a skin that you get. I haven't checked,
yeah, I haven't checked either.
and
I have no
I
idea.
don't want to.
Yeah, because MW2 sucked.
I'm not playing this game for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, I can't wait." Like, I hope it's
Mhm.
insane, but I know it's not.
Yeah, yeah. Like the MW 2019, I do think if we started the pod during that time, in that era, I think we would've made ourselves to go through it because of
Oh, yeah.
the excitement of, like, the podcast and stuff would've carried us through, and I think we would've gotten, like, way better at the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is one thing, that is great about this is because, 1, we hold ourselves accountable and each other accountable to just, to play regardless, so we can always talk about it. So then we can fight against those stupid comments where they're like, "Dude, your opinion sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, well, let me see how many let's see the hours. Let's see the hours, bro."
Yeah.
Like, I was gold 2 for season." I'm like, "Okay, bro."
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dude, I got the resume for the rank side, like, played plenty of ranks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also got it on the pub side." Like, "Bro, I've got over
Yeah.
1,000 hours in all these past CODs."
Yeah. My
Don't
favorite is when people say, "Your name speaks volumes." Well, I
yeah,
mean,
that's
like,
why
you're a casual, so
Yeah.
if you are not, like, semi-pro, am, like or a pro, you're a casual in my eyes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you are not getting paid for a living to play Call of Duty. So,
Yeah, exactly. There's very few I say, like, there's very few people in that realm that, like, I'll always take opinions and take, offers from people, but it has to be presented to you in a certain way. If
yeah, yeah.
someone just comes out and says some blatant statement about some shit, in the game, um, or something like where they disagree with us, and I'm like, okay, man, the way you're talking about this, it's kind of hard for me to believe you like it, to actually take you at face value and actually
Yeah.
think that this is a valid argument that you're bringing up.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
you got to
a
have some sort of conversation with me here.
yeah. It's not even worth it. Like,
No.
but like the people that do respond to us and people listening, I'm sure you've noticed if you're one of them that we always respond back to the ones that actually want to have a conversation. Like, because that's the whole point of this. Like, technically, we're all casual players. I know people always claim to us, they're like, "Oh, this podcast is great, but you guys are not casuals. Like, you guys like try hard, follow the CDL." I'm like,
No.
no, like we got our, you know, we got our jobs. We're casual players. We play other video games too. We're not trying to go
Dude, we
pro or
play
anything.
we play on fucking PS5s too. Like,
Yeah, I know. We don't
we
even
I
have
don't
PCs.
no, like, I don't have this, 2 grand
Mhm.
insane PC that, Paradox custom built for me. Like, bro, I don't have any of that,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? Which, by the way, I wanted to talk about this for a second because I know we've been huge Sony fanboys, for a while now. So this came out a while ago, like maybe, from the time you guys are hearing this, but this whole PS5 Pro,
Mhm.
dude, this thing is ridiculous that they're asking $700 for this thing.
Mhm. Is it 700? Well, where's it 800?
I wanna say it's 700. I looked it up
It's probably the smaller size one.
'cause well, now that's what I don't know about it is if there's going to be one. I know they're doing one without a disk drive, and I don't know
Mhm.
if they're doing one with a disk drive as well.
I don't
Um,
think I saw that. I thought it was only digital.
Digital. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, at that price for a console, I mean, first off, for me, like, I remember back in the day with the PS3, like the fat PS3 when that came
Mhm.
out, dude, that was not cheap either,
Mhm,
So
mhm.
consoles have always been like there's been the ebbs and flows of them being high priced and some of them not being worth it. But I think the biggest problem with this console for me is that at that price point, what are you really getting? Like, how much better is the PS5 Pro compared to the base model PS5? I need to see a
Mhm.
comparison between those and be mind blown. And from what
Yeah.
I've seen, what they've shown so far, I don't see that at all. I think it's very minute. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even close to being worth that amount of money. If you had to pay $100 to turn like our old PlayStations in and get it, I would do that,
Mhm.
like, to me, then that may be worth it, but, of course, you can't do that. So
Yeah.
you gotta pay $800 plus, of course, or $700, plus you're gonna get a game, of course, then you gotta get,
70.
a controller,
Mhm.
and then taxes. I mean, bro, you're gonna be in a grand on this.
Yeah, yeah, basically, and,
Like,
like,
are you fucking kidding me?
the, the PS5 Pro, I mean, for, like, the everyday person, like, at this point, you're not gonna see a huge difference. Like, you'll probably feel the performance on a heavy, heavy game. And I'm talking, like, when GTA 6 comes out on PS5, like, I'm sure you'll feel the difference between the regular 5 and the Pro. Because when GTA 5 came out, you definitely could feel the difference between the regular PS4 and the PS4 Pro. Like I remember there was a point where I wanted a PS4 Pro just because the games weren't like holding up on the regular PS4. But I also fought tooth and nail, and you did too for our PS5s. Like I'm definitely not getting a Pro at any point, like especially for $700. Like
Oh, no
that's
chance.
at that point, like just save some more money so then you can get a PC. Um, and that's where like PC is better than console because the money you put into the PC, you will see a significant like upgrade from like a console. Like we're not going to see the most insane upgrade from our fives to the pros with that money.
No, I agree. I don't think it's gonna be like that drastic, or at the very least, if it is going to be that drastic, leak the GTA 6 stuff. I need to see how big of a difference it is. Because if they're like, look, GTA 6 is going to be unplayable on a base model PS5, you're going to need the Pro. I mean, I'd be on pissed, but I'd be like, okay, now they've got a selling point here,
Mhm,
because a lot of people are just trying to stay alive in order to play that game.
mhm.
So if you have to shell out that money, it is what it is. But I mean, to your point before, like, dude, you're getting up into the 800, and then, like I said, with everything, you're in $1,000. Like, man, if you just go a few $100 more, like you're getting like a really good PC, you
Yeah.
know? And now you're entering a realm where you're really gonna be able to see that difference. And that's also too, you need a good monitor. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it
You need the accessories to match all this stuff to actually take
yeah.
advantage of it.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of people I know that have PS5s and they play on like, like the box TV type shit.
Mhm.
Like it's like,
Yeah.
"Bro, what are you doing?" Like you
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
I was
Like,
like, "Dude,
you get
your PS5's pointless, bro."
no, like, yeah, it literally is. It's like, yeah, like, some people don't have the means or whatever, but it's like people buy the just in general, the nicest of stuff, and then they don't take full advantage of it. It's like, there's no point in buying it.
Right.
Like, to people always say like, "Oh, it's to future proof myself." I'm like, "Well, like, you need to go buy the other stuff to make it worthwhile."
Right. Yeah, I've had a couple of my friends who come over and they check out my like I'll play, I don't know what was it. My friends likes Fallout and I put it on here and he was like, "Dude, oh my god, like this is so smooth. Like everything's so like crisp and like everything just looks great, the fidelity and everything." And then I asked him what monitor he has and he's like, "Oh, I just got my one of my TVs from my sister's room." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Homie, you can't do that." Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're playing on
so
like a 1080p TV with like 10 milliseconds of latency. You're gonna
yeah,
you're gonna
it's
feel that
off.
lag.
Yeah, so then I sent him a link on Amazon to the same one that I got. I was like, "Bro, get this thing or get something with these specs, if you want
Mhm.
something bigger, and you'll definitely see the difference." And then he did, and he was mind blown. And he was playing Red Dead 2 on, wait, because he's got what's the new Xbox? The Series X? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's playing it on that, even though I know it's, like, from last gen, but it does look he's like, "Dude, it looks so much better." Like, it's just, you
Mhm.
know I mean, I'm like, "Yeah, it's obvious, bro. Of course it looks better."
Yeah.
You know? If you're gonna have a nice console, you need to get something that's gonna actually put it on display, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's why they're charging so much more money for it too. It's like
Yeah.
it will look better if you have the right stuff with it and feel better if you have the right stuff with it. But, most people like they're not gonna upgrade their entire TV just after they get a console.
Yeah, again, that's just more money you gotta put into it, so I was surprised that it cost that much, um, without really seeing the huge jump in like graphically, in
Mhm.
performance wise. Um, I think if it's going to be justifiable to people, you really need to see some big leaps
Mhm.
to be like, oh my god, like we're entering the realm of PC or something like that. That's what I would need to see and hear from them, um, which obviously we have not.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that much money for it. I'm kind of like, all right, just miss me with that. I don't even think it's worth it.
Yeah, and people were already mad when the PS5 was coming out and it was like $500.
Right,
Like people were so upset about that.
right,
So
yeah,
now the pros like approaching a grand. That's that's a tough sell. I'm sure people are gonna buy it, but or if you wanted to get a PS5 and you don't have one right now, and you can save a little bit of extra money depending like how good the specs are, go and get the Pro because then you're sort of future proofing yourself, to a point.
right.
But like if you have a 5 now, like again, like they're gonna need to show insane comparisons between the PS5 and the Pro.
Yeah, like I said, if it's only gonna come down to, like, GTA 6 comparisons, um, you know, and still, like, I'm sure it's gonna run fine on the PS5, like, I mean, bro, that's what they're building it around.
Mm,
Like, they're building this game to perform optimally on, like, the current gen consoles, and this one hasn't even come out yet, so, like, they're not it's gonna be better for sure, but I'm not and I don't think anybody else should be expecting it to be running like complete trash
mhm,
on these consoles. Because if it is, I mean, that's like Rockstar completely dropped the ball. Like, bro, you made this game way like for technology that we don't even have yet, that
mhm.
mainstream consumers don't have.
Yeah,
It's got to be good on PS5 and Series X.
mhm, yeah, and we're at the point where we're gonna hold on to the PS5s until the PS6 comes out, or eventually when we make the jump to a PC, whenever that is. But like, I don't plan on getting the Pro anytime soon.
No, me either, bro.
I'm
I don't
more
even
likely
want
to
to
get a
even think about it.
PS6 than a Pro.
And the PS6 is gonna cost $2,000, bro.
Yeah, literally.
But, honestly, when we get to that point, like, like, we can kinda close on this, man. Honestly, I wonder at that point what I'm gonna be thinking. Like, if
If
and I say if, when the PS6 comes out, are we doing that, or are we
yeah,
like, "It's time for the PCs"?
I
Like, I
think
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, like if it's a grand, like before tax and everything, I'm
Oh,
definitely thinking about, you can get like a decent PC for like 1,200 to 1,500 bucks. And the thing with the PC is you can always upgrade the part sometime in the future. Like you don't need to get the best of the best. But also, I think what will change it for me is the type of games on the PS5. Like if I don't know, whatever COD in 2027 like just doesn't run on the PS5 or they just don't make it, then I'm forced to upgrade. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's like when I got Advanced Warfare for the PS3 and that thing was dog shit. Like it ran so bad on that game or on that
Mhm.
console. Like that was, it was made for PS4.
Right. Yeah, and it surprises me that there's not as many, but they did hold out for a while where they were making games for the PS4 and the PS5,
Mhm.
and I don't know how people were doing that 'cause, wasn't the Black Ops 6 beta, couldn't you play that on PS4?
I don't know.
I don't know if you could.
Mhm.
If you
But
could,
like, yeah,
Jesus
like
Christ.
I understand why. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
bet
I
like
do too.
there's a bunch of people probably still on PS4s because again, the PS5 is $500. Like,
Oh, yeah, no
and then
doubt.
like
Sh
everybody was upset about the PS5 and the pricing of it
Yeah.
when they announced it. So people are like $500 for a console, you know. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, bro, you could play this on PS4.
mhm. Yeah,
Damn.
like Sony's probably like having a hard time trying to convert people from PS4s into PS5s.
I'm sure.
'Cause, yeah,
Yeah.
once you start approaching that, $1,000 mark, like, you're not just a console anymore, like, you're competing with PC.
Yeah, seriously,
And how
you
are you
are.
gonna convince, your console gamers to, yeah, spend this much money to get our newest console?
Right.
So
Yeah, that's where the real like, the line has to be drawn is how much like, where is that tipping point in the price for, like, the people like us where, we've always been console people, but there's gonna come a point where it's not worth it, and it's just worth the extra few $100 to get into the PC realm.
mhm,
And then too, like, with the people who are still on PS4, which, like you said, I'm not surprised. It's probably a ton of people because of that barrier to entry. When do they cut them off? When do
mhm,
they say, like, you know what, we're totally done? Like, we can't really support the PS4 anymore.
yeah,
Because like I think the three, I'm pretty sure they still do some support for the three, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I know, like, a bunch of servers have been shut down.
Yeah,
Uh, well, maybe the servers have been shut down at 3. I have no idea. I thought I saw something like that online, but yeah, I mean, I know people that still have the Xbox One.
yeah,
Like, but again, usually those people that have those consoles aren't like everyday gamers. They just have it for when friends and stuff come over and
yeah,
like they just play like Madden or whatever. But yeah, Sony would have to be okay with losing. Okay, all these people have PS4s. Like, we're okay with just losing them and just cut like all these games from PS4 to try to get everyone to come to PS5.
yeah. So I just looked it up, and they said that they're both the store is still up on the three, and the online servers are still up on the three.
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna bother right now with the two, but can you imagine, bro? They still got the online service for the PS2.
No, I'm pretty sure the two's gone. I remember seeing
Oh,
like
fuck
a
it. Let me
major
go look
post
it up
about
right
that.
now.
I
Because
remember
that
seeing
would be ridiculous
yeah. I
if they
remember
still
seeing
don't.
them.
No. No, they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
But it says it's still active, so it's like some people on they, like, must make their own servers, but the official
Mhm.
online server that they use, no, you can't. So you have to
Mhm.
make, like, DNS servers and stuff like that to
Yeah.
keep it going. That's insane, rest in peace. But PlayStation 3 is still going. There's still there's the people out there who are like they're like that with the phones, you
Yeah.
know? Like, when you had the 7 or whatever and you're holding out, holding out. There's
Yeah.
people out there who are just they're playing on the 3, and they're like, "Nah, dude, the 4 ain't worth it." They see the 5,
Yeah.
"I'm still not seeing it."
Yeah. That's insane. Like, trying to do that 'cause, the this is the thing, the breaking point it is gonna be the price, but also I'm gonna have to have, like, a PlayStation so like, with the PC at one point or at some point because unless Sony's like, "Yeah, we're not gonna have exclusive games anymore." Like,
Right.
for these single player games, which I don't see that happening anytime. That's the whole, like, attraction of PlayStation, like, they have really good exclusives.
Yeah, and it's funny you say this because this was I was talking with a student today about this. Uh like that is the reason I like PlayStation and I've always went with them is because of the exclusives. But I do know now that PC has been, you know,
Mhm,
taking some of these exclusives and putting them on there, which is great.
mhm,
But yeah, if there's going to be a point where or like all the Ratchet and Clanks, they're like, "Oh yeah, you could play all those on PC, and they're gonna be like all developed on PC. You don't gotta worry about it."
mhm.
Then I'm gonna be pissed. I'm like, okay, I guess it's time to,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
Sony to me is losing it's losing its attraction.
yeah, yeah, like, I'm pretty sure you can play Spider-Man now on PC.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
like, that was just PlayStation exclusive. So and, like, a PC is better, like, the graphics are way better on PC, especially if
Right.
you have, really good monitors to support it, but and you have Steam, you have, like, an endless amount of just indie games, like, we're talking about, like, we could be playing Subnautica on the highest res graphics
Oh yeah, I know,
on
bro.
PC,
It'd be so sick.
and we don't need to wait for these indie games to get, like, put into the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, dude. Now I'm convincing myself now that a PC may be in the works at some point. Like, dude, it'd be an
At
awesome move.
at
It,
some point, PCs will be there, but
yeah,
yeah, I'm
but not right now.
definitely not getting the PS5.
No, yeah, the PS5 Pro, fuck that.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
happen.
Nope.
The only thing we're focused on closing, the only thing we're focused on is hitting 1250 and getting to Black Ops 6
Yep.
and playing the shit out of that game. I'll hold off on my PC until like Black Ops 9 or something.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Trying to we gotta close out this season and then do our whole review. I'm trying to hit 1250, with a reasonable amount of time between then and the Black Ops 6, so then we can
Bro.
jump into it.
Yeah, dude, you and me, bro, we can go play that Minecraft.
Mhm.
We can go restart Subnautica. Like, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, we can finish Dead Island.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. We gotta finish Dead
Yeah.
Island. Yeah.
Mhm.
We could do that too. We got a lot, but that'll be fun in the off season.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, everyone else
But
is already in the off season. Dude, our off
yeah,
season's
bro.
like a couple of weeks if we
I was
hit
gonna
1250 in a couple
Yeah,
of
I know.
weeks.
That's what it is. It's like, yeah, 14 days. We don't got time for that.
If I can get a good 2 weeks, that's like that'll suffice.
That's
Ish.
yeah, that'll be good. Yeah. And we'll have our time too. Like we'll have more breaks and we'll feel better during Black Ops 6 because of the whole system.
Oh,
So it won't be
yeah,
as bad.
yeah.
I won't
Right
feel
now,
as
it's just
stressed about it.
grinding
Now
through
it's
it.
stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, man, I think that's it. I don't really got much else I want to be saying much.
yeah, no, me neither. Season 6, we're into it. By the time you guys
I
listen,
hope you're
we've
in there
got,
with
like
us.
yeah. Well, let us know if you're gonna hit 1250 with us. My bet is no.
No,
'Cause my bet is no. Most sane people would have quit, like, before 1,000.
especially the way they hear our voices like, yeah,
Yeah,
1250.
yeah, yeah. Be
Yeah,
entertained
dude.
by, our sorrowness of
Yeah,
going through
exactly.
the
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna come in
we're excited
next episode, go to the bags and be like, yeah, dude.
we're excited to play Invasion Control. That's how bad it's getting.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that says it all.
Yeah, yeah. Um But yeah, next week we'll get more into season 6 and probably talk about the haunting and stuff. And I'm sure they'll drop more playlists and party modes and things like that. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of the episode, or any of the topics we talked about? If you're hitting 1250 or not, let us know. We're also on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. So leave a 5-star rating down there too, because it does help us out a lot. And we read comments down at Spotify. So if you have any comments, leave them down, because we see them and we can respond to them too. And if you don't want to listen to the whole episode, we clip up these episodes and post them on TikTok and Instagram. So go over there, give us a follow, check it out. And yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it, bro.
Thank you, everyone. This has been episode 189 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.